Hello and welcome to the Adobe Spark Page tutorial. The first time you log in and get to the Adobe Spark page, you'll see a splash page here which has lots of examples of different Spark pages you can look at. Also on this you'll see the plus sign and My Pages. My Pages will be a library of the Spark pages you make. The plus sign, if you tap it, will allow you to create your very first page. The first thing you would like to do is add a title to your project and a background photo. You can do this by tapping Add a Title, then tapping Photo. For this project, I'm going to get photos from my iPad, so I'll select on my iPad, I'll select Camera Roll, and I'll select an image from my camera roll by tapping. Now that I have a title and a background, I can scroll up the page and a plus sign will populate for me all the different items I can now add to my Adobe Spark page. Let's look at each of these options. When I tap Photo, again it takes me back to my camera roll automatically. If I wanted to get a picture from somewhere else, I'd hit the back arrow twice and it takes me back to all my options. For me, I'm going to stick with on my iPad, camera roll. When you tap an image to add it, more options will show up. You want to play with each one of these to decide which one's going to work best for your project. Notice you also have the option to add a caption on top of your image at this time. Now let's add some text. I'll tap the plus sign, select Text, and key in my information. You can see the default text is somewhat small. By highlighting it and selecting it, I can come to the top of my screen and decide if I want it to be a heading, heading 1, heading 2, give it a quotation look. You can play with each of these and determine what makes your text look the best. You can also add a link anywhere on your page by selecting Link. The link looks like a button, so I want to give the button a title and paste in or key in the web address to my link. And I'll select Done. And you can see now I have a link on my page. Add a video, I'll select Video, and you'll need to know the video in advance and where it's from. If it's YouTube, you'll just paste in the video. Also, if it's Vimeo or Spark Video, you'll simply just paste the link in here and it will embed the video for you. PhotoGrid is another way you can share a lot of images in a small place. You simply select PhotoGrid, and then on your iPad, select on the images you'd like to use, and it populates them just next to each other in a nice little pattern. And then you have choices on each one of these. If you want to make the image larger, it'll make it larger within your grid, or you can shrink it back down. You can also move the image in your grid to a different location. Once you've created your grid, you'll want to select Done. And now on your page, you have your title, you have your text, you have your photo grid, you have a link, video, images, and the very last one is Glide Show. And Glide Show is just kind of a neat way to add background images and text and blend them together. You can see right here, it also offers you a short tutorial to show you how Glide Show works. And it's definitely worth looking at and seeing how quickly and easily you can make a beautiful website. For my Glide Show, I'm going to tap on the images I'd like to include. And each time I tap it, it'll stack it into my website. Then I'll select Done. You can see now, as I scroll through my Glide Show, it has stacked my pictures for me and given me the option to add on top of each picture more photos, text, a link, or a video. Once you've added your additional content, you can also set your finger on your glide over image and you can move it on your page. So as you finish your page, you may want to preview it. This button right here allows you to look at what you have and see how someone looking at your page online will view it. After you preview, you'll select Close. At this time also you can change your layout by hitting the magic wand. If you'd like to use a different feel, if you wanted to pick whimsy or vintage, you can go in and change the overall look of your site using different themes. Finally, when you're finished, you'll want to post it online, or if it's a student, you may want to turn it in. So we'll use what we like to call the Share button in the top corner. First, you'll decide whether you want it to be public online or only visible with people with a link. If you want it public online, you'll select the green. If not, you'll close it down. Then you have to select a category. We're going to call this a how-to. It's already selected. And I have the clipboard selected. This allows me to get a link and select continue. Adobe uploads my Spark page, and then it gives me a link. I can then submit this link to a teacher through Edmodo, through email, or even through a Google form. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and good luck using Adobe Spark Page.